Aaron.
Hello, hello, hello. Week 23 Fantasy Outlook is here. Derek and I are back like we have been. I think we've only missed, 2 weeks this season? So we've done
Yeah,
about 20 episodes and we did three at the beginning. So we're probably right on par with the week. Um, you got to stop playing with your camera, dude. Crazy week this week in 22. Aaron from Revs Rumors had 137 points, and he was shortly followed behind by Cody, who moved back to first in 131. Torrin Page at sixth got 132. I cried myself to sleep because I'm like the only one who didn't get triple digit points in the top 18. I got 86 and I dropped a point into seventh. So that's that. Derek had 118 and he stayed in 13th. Anyway, I'll hand it over to the 13th place, Derek.
and I'd also like to give out a shout out to Chad from Ohio. He had 135 this past week, so some pretty excellent scores out there for a DGW. That was definitely not what we hoped it would be. We could have had better teams, but I mean, we told you the captain Giovinco, and holy shit, it worked out. Who knew? Honestly. Two home games against two poor defenses. He ends up with 50 points. We're oracles here, folks. Uh, I know, like everyone and their mother said Captain Jovinko, and Jovinko went off. So if you had Jovinko, you probably did well, unless you're Sam.
Yep, unless you're me. um,
So I ended up with 118 points this past week. I took the risk on Javier Morales, hoping he would play both games and hoping Jeff Cassar would not be a complete rowdy and rotate his lineup. He didn't, and Jorales went off. He had 19 points in that second game against Chicago, giving him 23 for the week. I only had three DGW players. I had Jovinko, Morales, and Justin Glad, and that worked out for a good 81 points from me. It didn't go all according to plan. I mean, I had Marlon Harrison on my bench on the fifth priority slot for whatever damn reason. He gets 17 points. I had Molino in there. He didn't play, and I didn't get an auto sub because I auto subbed Question for whatever reason, thinking Molino would play. But hey, 118 is not bad. Finished 1,500. I'm happy with that. Green arrows, move on. Let's go to
it's
week
about
20.
30 more points than me.
Yeah, and I'm still in 13th place, but I'm closing that gap every week, and that's all that matters. As long as you're getting those green arrows overall, you're fine. It's the time of the year where if you're not competing for like first, second, or third in the league, you just want to get green arrows and you just want to finish as high as possible because we got like 12 weeks left, I think 11, 12 weeks, something like that. So
To 34, so 11.
yeah, so we got 11 weeks left for you guys to get your green arrows. You'll be fine. Just look at the week 25 and week 27 bye weeks. Those are both pretty big bye weeks, and there are a few teams that don't have buys in either week. The one that comes to my mind right now is LA.
We talked about this. DC, LA, Philadelphia.
Yeah, so it just bears reminding that these are players you should probably look at more at if you don't want to burn a wild card in 25 or 27. But it's not an absolute necessity.
Chicago and New England don't have bye weeks.
Yeah, both of those teams are garbage for fantasy unless you like Kai Kamara.
And then you're a rowdy lover.
Yeah. I mean, they're not garbage unless you have people playing against them. Then they're fantasy gold for you because neither of those teams can defend. So, yeah, we're moving on to week 23. Single game week for every team. Nothing special. Let's start off Vancouver versus San Jose. Giles Barnes is going to be first game with Vancouver. I don't know if he's going to start for them, honestly.
Do you think this makes him more fantasy relevant?
Vancouver, yes. And if he's starting as a striker, that's even better for him because Pedro Morales is a great playmaker. He'll find ways to get him the ball. Same thing with Bolaños. But they're just better options out there. It makes Barnes more fantasy relevant and not a complete risk to own him, but I still wouldn't own him just for the fact that they're way better.
Oh, all right. Well, I think Derek is gone. We will give it a second. Anyways, Giles Barnes is 8.3. He's coming over. He's a Jamaican international. I think he has 61 points on the year. So for 8.3, you're pretty close to Ola Kamara. I think that'd probably be a better option than Giles Barnes. Derek, you back?
Yeah, I just have to do something.
Okay. All right, cool. Derek's back. So I'll let you take over. I just concluded talking about Giles Barnes. You can move on if you think anybody on San Jose is good to go. If not, jump right to DC and Timbers.
DC United, Taylor Kemp's been playing really well of late. DC is always a decent bet for a clean sheet at home, especially when Hamid and Boswell are playing. And Taylor Kemp scored one hell of a nice goal last week against Philadelphia. I think it was who they were playing.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Either way, it was a nice goal, and he's about $7. So you're going to be spending.
He's $8.
You're going to be spending a little more than you'd like on a defender, but he's been playing really, really well. And, numbers talk. But, I mean, there's still a bunch of great budget options out there. As far as Portland goes, Valeri's not the greatest road player, but you're not ever going to sit Diego Valeri. That being said, I don't really like them this week. But once again, you're not sitting Diego Valeri. Anyone else, you could probably switch it out. Red Bulls versus Montreal. This game just has goals written all over it, so naturally it'll probably end up 0-0. That's just how MLS works. That being said, I really love Sasha Kljestan this week, but you're probably not going to captain him because there's some guy for Toronto that is literally on fire right now. That being said, I'm not going to blame you if you captain Kljestan. The saying Javinko is literally on fire.
We'll get to that when we get to Toronto.
Yeah. But Kljestan had 11 points at LA. That's the kind of stuff he did last year at the end of the year that made him as MVP down the stretch type of player. So you pretty much got to own him. High week is, I think it's 25. Let me check that out right now.
I'll look it up for you. You can keep going.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, it's really just Kljestan. It is week 25 for their bye week. They have a home game, an away game, and then the bye week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're not really going to own any other Red Bulls player. Mike Grilla, if you really want but Kljestan is the player to own for that team. Montreal still got Piatti, still got Drogba, and when the two of them play together, it's like magic. Goals happen. I just don't want to be the people that play against Montreal when Drogba gets really pissed off, because then he's going to score a hat trick like he did a few weeks ago. Probably won't happen today, but this game is definitely going to have some goals. So if you want Piatti, if you want Drogba, you want Kljestan, good luck with that. It'll probably work out in your favor. Speaking of goals, this game, holy shit, it's going to be full of goals. Columbus and New York City. You got Ola Kamara, you got David Villa, and you got two defenses that literally have no idea what the hell they're doing anymore. And yet one of them's first place in the East. I don't know.
And Villa, they both got buys coming up too.
Yes, they do. Columbus actually just got off a bye. I think that when is theirs? You got to own Ola Kamara. He's had like 10 goals since he's come to the league, and he's only started like maybe 10 games. He is probably a premier striker option for you at less than $9. Got to own him. You got to. He's going to score goals, guys, especially at home.
Actually, they don't have a bye during the bye week.
Oh, good for them.
They're on 25 and on 27.
Buy Ola Kamara. Go for it, folks. NYCFC, still got David Villa. Frank Lampard's still on frickin' fire. Pirlo's going to get you pass bonuses, key passes, big chances created, all that good stuff.
If you picked up Harrison at the wild card, he's gone up 0.5 in 3 weeks.
Yeah, Jack Harrison's still on fire. Tommy McNamara. It's a dangerous offensive team, and yet I don't own anyone from that offense. Why? Because there are just so many good options in this game right now to own. And I feel just terrible not owning an NYC attacker right now. Because you can own any one of their front five.
And Harrison's only 6.
Yeah, you can field any of their attacking players and feel excellent about it. And yet I don't own any. It's just good. It's just the way fantasy goes. So many good options this year. New England versus Philadelphia. This week's gonna have a ton of goals because Philadelphia seemed to forgot how to play well lately. They're just not getting the greatest results in the world. They're going away to New England. Kai Kamara's on fire. He did score in the Open Cup. Be aware of that. He did start in the Open Cup. He did play all 90 minutes. So just be aware of that. I'd look at the Open Cup before you actually select players like Kai Kamara. That being said, and I think he'll score this week because Philadelphia's defense has been hot garbage lately. Yeah. Actually, both of these teams' defense is hot garbage. So expect goals. You got to win. As far as Philadelphia comes, Alejandro Bedoya's in the mix. He's at $9. I'm holding off on him this week because I want to see where he plays. If he plays in the number 10, complete steal. If he plays anywhere else, maybe, whatever. You could try it. But if he's in that number 10 role, all bets are off on his point production because he's probably going to get pretty good points. And that was just a steal of a signing. Shocking Chicago got rid of him. You know, they like to get rid of good players.
I know I can't wait to match preview next to talk to Guillermo about that because they passed on Drogba too.
Yeah, you can imagine they'd have a pretty good starting 11 of just the players they've traded away. But that's not for fantasy. Dallas versus SKC. Dallas is in the Open Cup tonight as we are recording this. They have put out a pretty strong lineup. Pareja is a giant rowdy, so I'm avoiding them this week. As far as SKC goes, they are just not a good fantasy team this year. And Melia and Beasley are out. So why are you owning a Kansas City player right now? Maybe Madronda, because he's been putting up decent numbers for a good price. But why? Why would you do that to yourself? Peter Vermes is the biggest asshole in MLS Fantasy. So I'm not touching that team for the rest of the year. And that's it. Houston versus Toronto. Gio Vinco.
Oh, boy.
Gio fucking Vinco. This guy is golden. Even on the road, he's probably going to score because Houston has zero interest in doing anything good for their fans this year.
When they switch coaches, they've only given up a couple goals, though they've been pretty good on defense.
They've been better on defense, but Toronto's got Bradley back, they've got Altidore back, and Giovinco's on fire.
In his last 4 weeks, he has 21, 16, 7, and 18 in his last 4 games.
Holy shit. Yeah,
and
I wouldn't be shocked.
2 hat tricks.
Yeah, he's had like 7 goals in the past 4 games. I'm not going to be shocked if he goes off again here, especially with that team healthy again. Irwin and Will Johnson. This is a team that could probably win the East because give it to Toronto. They have made a lot of good additions that I wish Orlando City would have done this year. That's still not for fantasy.
Do you think that Giovinco's current, hotness affects anybody else in Toronto's attack for fantasy purposes?
Michael Bradley, mostly. Altidore is going to suck either way because Altidore just sucks. But Michael Bradley already put up decent numbers this year. He's putting up about 6 points a game. He's like that Steven Gerrard type player. But he'll get those secondary assists with Chenko, passing bonuses, and the chances created. And I like Michael Bradley going forward. He's not going to score you a ton of goals, but he's going to be a consistent option for you on an attacking team with almost no limits and an easy schedule pretty much for the rest of the year because they don't play many away games.
Yeah, because they played all their away games at the beginning.
Yeah, they started off with like 8 away games,
9.
9. So that they have, and they probably got like 2 away games left. I haven't checked their schedule.
I'll check. Keep
But
going.
yeah, not owning a Toronto player is just almost suicide for your team.
They have a bye week in 27. They have 3 away games going in the next 3 weeks, 23, 24, 25. Then they have 26 are at home to Montreal. Then 27 they're off. Then they're away at Chicago. Then 4 home games in a row. Then 1 away to Montreal. Then home to Chicago.
You still got to own Giovinco, but I'm probably holding off on anyone else until they start that home stretch. But still, Toronto is just. I thought they were going to win the East at the start of the year with their additions. I may be wrong, but they're definitely going to make a nice case out of it because this is a team that's possibly going to win the East. So.
All right. Well, that's enough about Toronto. We'll move on to LA and Colorado. Lots of fantasy goods on these teams too.
Guys, I don't know about Robbie Keane. I'm not dropping him because they don't have a bye week. But no, they've been missing Zardes. And when you have Zardes, he opens up space for Keane. And when Keane has space, guess what? They haven't had Zardes in 3 weeks. He is on the bench for their Open Cup game tonight. So if you play Sunday, I think that's when that game is. Saturday. I like LA a lot more against Colorado. But still pretty good defense. I'm not expecting a ton of goals from this game. But if you have your LA options, you're not going to drop them. You just can't. As far as Colorado goes, Hoberg's still great. Marlon Harrison is making fantasy great again. This guy is, what's his price? 5.3. He scored 17 points last week.
Because he's playing an attacking position, but gets a clean sheet from Colorado.
That is exactly why you should own him. He is a defender playing on the wing for Colorado. He is fast as hell, and he's scoring goals. So whenever he scores a goal, you get that extra point for the goal. You get the attacking bonuses. You get the defensive bonuses when he marks back. And when you get a clean sheet, you don't get 1, you get 4. That's the great part about this. You got to own Marlon Harrison now. Only thing is, his minutes are a little he's not really a 90-minute kind of guy. But still, he's on fire.
83 last week.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a pickup. Just make sure you have an auto sub in case. So, yeah. But he's still a great option, especially for that price point. I don't think there's any way you can't own him right now, especially in his scoring form. Chicago versus Orlando. Actually, no, this is perfect time for this. How did Kaká score more points than Ladero last week?
I have no idea.
Ladero had 8, Kaká had 11.
Oh, that's such a good question.
So I know Kaká got 2 for the minutes played because he played the entire game, and he got 4 from Seb Hines' goal, 3 for the assist, 1 for the big chance created. That's still like 5 points unaccounted for. We got dominated, so I have no idea where those 5 points came from.
Attacking bonuses, brah.
I mean, Ladero should have had like 20 points last week, but Nelson Valdez has probably been the biggest waste of a DP striker this year. And he hits the bar against us. So. And even that's debatable because Igbananike has been pretty bad. But, Chicago still got David Acom. I mean, he played 90 minutes in the Open Cup. Not really sure how Panovich is going to rotate his lineup, if he's going to rotate his lineup. As far as we go, Molino's on injury report. Kreese says he's hopeful to play this week. I'm still going to have him, but if you drop him, don't blame you.
Molino?
Yeah.
Dropping him. I'm dropping him.
I'm still keeping him because if he plays, he's pretty golden.
I'm dropping him. I don't trust anything about the reporting of injuries. and I don't trust anything about our players staying healthy, but that's just me.
Yeah, you shouldn't trust any injury reports in MLS. These coaches like to screw us. I can get 11 points. He can definitely do well against Chicago, especially with Perez Garcia hopefully starting. I'm still shocked at how he got 11 points last week, honestly. This game is hopefully going to have goals in it. I'm just not sure you really want a ton of players from either of these teams right now.
Maybe Chicago will score a goal against themselves and help us out again.
Yeah, it'll be like last year where Adi Alton scored 2 own goals. Basically got him fired.
Anyway, Sounders, Seattle.
Yeah, but Nicholas Lodero, totally worth the risk. Yeah, I know he's 11.6. That is way overpriced for a new player to this game. Twice, we've seen him live, and if you give him space, he's going to make good shit happen. He touches the ball more than just about any player in MLS I've seen, except for maybe like Valeri. He had something like 120 touches against LA. I don't know how many he had against Orlando. I don't even remember that game. I just wanted to know that he probably could have had about 4 assists that game. Yeah.
Oh, you still there?
But, 11.6. Yeah, I am. He's got a home game this week, home game next week, an away game.
And
He's
about
got like 2 Cascadia injuries. Yeah, worth it, especially with an informed Dempsey and an informed Morris. The thing about Dempsey and Morris is that they're going to probably go for World Cup qualifiers here. Weeks, I think, whatever those are. Here, and if he keeps playing like this, you got to own him. 11.6. He's probably an easy replacement for those of you who had Morales this week, Javier Morales, RSL. Speaking of that, RSL, Uris back in training. That being don't think I'll own many RSL players. Probably getting rid of Javier Morales this week. So,
all right. Well, if and you got your captain picks Javinko.
Javinko's the number 1. Klestin's the number 2. Do I really have a number 3? Not on my roster right now.
All right, and your budget defender picks.
Hairston. I like Steeras this week at home against Colorado. RJ Allen against Columbus should be a good bet, especially for an assist that he always seems to get. The one I don't like this week, and you probably own because he was on the double game week last week, is Justin Glad. A informed Seattle is a bad Seattle to play, and Justin Glad is going to Seattle this week. So you can still have him, just have him on your bench.
All right. Well, is that all you got?
Yeah, some of y'all have noticed me at the games past few weeks, so if you see me, come say hi, ask for a fantasy opinion, tell me how you're kicking my ass this year. I've seen a few of y'all at the games the past few weeks. I don't mind. There's about a 99% chance I'm wearing a backwards UCF hat, so if you find me, come say hi.
All right. Thank you, Derek. Thank you guys for the watch. Peace out.
Respect.